So this is just a quick review of the equations that we have learned. Alrighty, so for number 1, this is coming from your worksheet, so you already have the answer for number 1 after we do this. So first and foremost, step 1, combine like terms. If any. So here I have the variable n on both of those terms. So I'm going to combine these two terms, and 3n plus 4n becomes 7n. I'm going to draw a line down because I want my equal sign to remain in the same spot at all times. I'm going to rewrite my negative 14 as well. So now, our step 2, our goal is to solve for the variable. So if they give you adding, you'll subtract. If they give you subtracting, you'll add. If they give you multiplication, you'll divide. If they give you division, you'll multiply. So currently, the 7 is being multiplied by the n. There's a little invisible multiplication symbol right here. So the opposite of multiplying is dividing. So we're going to divide both sides. To get n by itself, you have to get rid of this 7. So we're going to divide by 7, so these will cancel. What you do to one side of the equation, of the equal sign, you have to do to the other side of the equal sign. So I have n on my left-hand side. My equal sign will remain on my line the whole way down. And negative 14 divided by 7 is negative 2. N is by itself, so therefore your problem is solved. Let's look at number, and do a harder one. I'm going to go ahead and do number 14. I think 14 will be we'll do 2 more. I'll do 9 and 14. So number 9, they give you 7 times 1 plus 5n plus 6 times 1 plus 4n equals 13. So step 1 in this problem, we're going to distribute. So I'm going to multiply my 7 times 1 and 5n, and I'm going to multiply 6 times 1 and 4n. So now 7 times 1 is 7, 7 times 5n is 35n, plus 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 4 is 24, don't forget the n, equals 13. Step 2, combine like terms. So I have a number, one with a variable, a constant, one with a variable, and we're only doing it within each side of the equal sign. So for this part, I have 7 plus 6, and 7 plus 6 is 13, plus, and then here I have 35n plus 24n. 35 plus 24 is 59n equals 13. So step 3, solve for the variable. So first I'm going to bring this 13 to this side. So the opposite of a positive 13, again, it's an invisible positive sign. The opposite of that is negative, so we're going to subtract 13 from both sides. These 13s will cancel, so I have 59n is equal to, and 13 minus 13 is 0. Again, we're still trying to get n by itself, so 59 is being multiplied by n, and the opposite of multiplying is dividing. So I'm going to divide both sides by 59. That way we can get n by itself. And 0 divided by anything is always going to be 0. So n is equal to 0. In the last example, number 14, I have 4n plus 5n plus 15, sorry about that, is equal to 5n plus 7n. Okay? Draw the line down my equal sign. So step 1, combine like terms. So I have a variable, and a constant. So on the left hand side, I'm going to add my 4n and 5n and get 9n. And I'm going to keep my plus 15 because I don't have any other constants that I can combine with. My equal sign will stay on the line. And in this case, I have a 5n and a 7n. They both have an n. I can add those. 7 plus 5 is 12. Don't forget your n. So now we want to get the variables to one side. So step 2. And get the constants to the other. And the constants are just the numbers with no variables. So I'm just going to say we're going to have our n's over here and our numbers over here. You could do it vice versa. You could do your numbers over here and your n's over here, but it would not matter. It would not change it as long as you do the same steps, as long as you do the problem properly. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and bring my n. Actually, bring the number this way real quick first. So if I want to bring my number over here, the opposite of a positive 15 is negative 15, so I'm going to subtract 15 from both sides. These will cancel, so I have 9n is equal to, I cannot subtract those because this has an n, this one does not. So I'm going to keep it as 12n minus 15. Okay, so now I want to get my n's together, so I'm going to bring my 12n this way. Alright, so I'm going to subtract 12n from both sides. These will cancel. I have negative 15 left on my right hand side, and 9 minus 12 is negative 3. Alright. Step 3. Use inverse or opposite operations to solve for n. So currently negative 3 is being multiplied by n. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. We're going to divide by negative 3 because we want this to cancel so we can get n by itself. N is by itself, and negative 15 divided by negative 3. Negatives cancel. 15 divided by 3 is 5. It's a positive 5.